Okay, this is going to be a new beginner's guide for the Exceed RC Eagle 50. It's a 6-channel collective pitch helicopter ready to fly out of the box. It needs no assembly. There's some things, pre-flight checks you need to do, but again, it is all assembled. Go ahead and show you what's in the box. Okay, in the box you get pilot handbook. Make sure you go through, read this front to back. It's got a important leaflet about your battery. Comes with an 11.1 3-cell lithium polymer battery, 800 milliamp. You get a cable that would be used to hook your transmitter to your computer. However, this is an older type of connection, and most computers don't recognize it. But again, if you're going to use a simulator, I don't recommend you use that. You should just go ahead and buy the eSky Sim Kit. Again, because it's USB power, so you need no AA batteries. If you were to use your transmitter on your computer, you would have to leave your batteries in it, and it's going to just waste the energy. So take the plastic off. Okay, you can see here we have got the Eagle 50, 6-channel helicopter, collective pitch. Got your battery charger with the AC adapter for it. Transmitter and the antenna. This, you just stick it in the top, screw it in, and that's good to go. So again, I'll give you a closer look at some of these parts here in a second. Okay, so now you can get a better look at the transmitter. So 6-channel transmitter. This switch up here for this helicopter, this doesn't do anything. These two knobs right here, you're going to want to leave these right at the center. This switch right here, this is the flight mode switch. When you put this switch down, it will spin up the helicopter into about 80-90% throttle. This is a switch you use when you want to fly upside down. But anytime you plug your helicopter in, always make sure that the flight mode switch is away from you. Always. Very, very important. Okay. So moving on, got the trim tabs. These 3 trim tabs, you always want to try to make sure these are in the center. Now this one though, your throttle trim tab, you want to make sure this is all the way at the very bottom. The right here, got a power indicator for how much power you got for the batteries in your transmitter. This little thing right here, this is a place where you can hold a neck strap, attach a neck strap, and very good thing to have actually. On the back here uses 8 AA batteries, and it's got a little battery holder that you can actually take out. And then real quickly tell you the dip switches here, just in case you ever accidentally hit yours. On mine here, number 1 is off, number 2 is on, 3 is off, 4 and 5 are on, 6 is off, 7, 8, 9 are on, and 10 is off. So that's just the transmitter there. Now the helicopter itself, as I said before, is a 6-channel collective pitch helicopter. It's ready to fly. Now, even though it's ready to fly, all collective pitch helicopters have some pre-flight checks that you're going to need to do anytime you go to fly. So I'll go over those in a second with you, but you can see here it comes with a 370 brushed main motor. You see the battery just mounts right up underneath here. In the back, it's got a little motor for the tail rotor. It's got aluminum boom here. Also, when you take the canopy off, you can see it's got a really nice aluminum plate that runs the whole length of the frame here. The skids attached to it in the frame, so it's really durable. The skids there too, they're really durable. You got your receiver. Now, anytime you plug your helicopter in, the receiver, there's going to be a little light down here that's going to blink. Don't move the helicopter until that light stops blinking. What's going on is inside here, there's a little gyro that needs to initialize, and you can't move the helicopter while that's initializing. Moving on here, we got the servos. Because it's a collective pitch, you got 3 servos. You got your elevator servo, and in the back you got your aileron and pitch servos. Other than that, it's pretty basic. I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of the setup process with you. Now, if the helicopter's still new and you've never broken anything, a lot of this stuff you're not going to have to worry about, just mainly checking the pitch of the blades. But if you ever break something or have to replace a servo, you're going to have to go through this whole process. So a couple things about this is, first, you are going to have a pitch gauge. You definitely have to have this to check the pitch of the blades. There's no way to do it otherwise. Second thing, always make sure the helicopter, that the motors are unplugged, both your main motor and your tail motor. That's very, very important. And the other thing is, on your transmitter, you need to have the transmitter in flight mode. So push this switch down. You gotta make sure all your trim tabs are in the center, except for the throttle trim tab. You make sure that one's down. You want your knobs up here in the center, and go ahead and put your throttle stick right in the center. This is where you're gonna want to have your transmitter at when we're setting up the helicopter. So you can go ahead and turn the transmitter on, and then plug the helicopter in. And again, make sure your main motors and your tail motors are unplugged. So the first step involves just making sure that you get your servo arms as level as possible with the airframe. Now, sometimes you can't get these servo arms perfectly level, but as close to level as you can is going to be good. Then what you're going to do is, using these links right here, you're going to adjust the swash plate right here so that the swash plate is also level with the frame of the helicopter. Now this is very important to get this level, again, both this way and this way. And as long as you got your swash plate level, this piece up here will be level, and then you just need to make sure your flybar paddles are level with that piece. Alright. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check the pitch on the main blades, and this is where the pitch gauge comes in. So using the pitch gauge is easy. As you can see, you just slide it over the blade there, just by doing that, and you can see it'll move. And what you do is, again, you got your throttle stick in the middle. You want to line the top of the pitch gauge up with the flybar. So try to get the flybar level and move the pitch gauge up or down till you get it level with your flybar. Now, at mid-stick, you want 0 degrees pitch. So what you do is, using the links on the back there, and again, I use the big links, adjust the link so that the pitch of the blade comes up or down till you get 0 degrees pitch at mid-stick. You can kind of see how that lines up with the flybar back there. So go ahead and do that for both main blades, and after you do that, then you can go ahead and check the blade tracking. Okay, so after everything's all leveled and the pitch is set to 0 at mid-stick, go ahead, put your transmitter back into normal mode, bring your throttle stick all the way down, plug the motors back in on your helicopter, then go ahead, turn your transmitter back on, plug your helicopter back in, and all that's left now is to check the blade tracking. Now, blade tracking is when the blades are spinning around. Sometimes one blade will spin higher than the other. You need to make sure they track or spin at the same level. Now, we've already set them to 0 degrees pitch at mid-stick, so the tracking of the blades should be pretty much, it should be pretty good. Every once in a while, it might be off, in which case you would use the same links you use to adjust the pitch to bring the blade up or down 1 degree to equal out the tracking. Now, you really need to have somebody do this, bring the helicopter into a hover. It's not safe to really hold the helicopter down, but if you don't have an experienced pilot to help you, then what you can do is you can hold the helicopter down like this, make sure you have no loose clothing, nothing that can get up into the blades, and make sure you stay far and clear away from these blades, because this would really, really hurt you if they hit you. So what you can do is, very slowly, you're going to spin up the blades of the helicopter and look to see if either of them is spinning higher than the other one. Now you see this one's got a red mark on it, and this one's got a blue mark, and that's to help me see which blade is which when they're spinning. Now you don't have to spin it up very fast to see if one blade is not tracking right.